Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And in this video, I want to be talking about a bit about this database full of data sets. And so there's a distinction between the two. When you have a database, then you have multiple data sets comprising of the database. So I just want to make that distinction before I move forward. What is interesting is that Data.gov, and this is available through whatever school that you go to, and this is available, but see that it's 335,221 data sets. That's a lot. So here's one highlight. There's the inland electronic navigation charts, and here are some rivers that are kind of coming together there. So we can, there's more highlights here from the National Oceanic Aeronautic Administration, NOAA. And then introducing new rural housing data from the USDA. A lot of that is interesting because of single family homes, multifamily housing, community facilities. How does the USDA provide loans and guarantees and grants as well? So then we talk about innovation challenge and around food resilience. This is I wanted to bring this to your attention. Food resilience is something that is addressing more so how to increase your resilience rather than having a deficit-based outlook. It's important to be thinking about food resilience. And this another comment I wanted to make here. This is also going to the supply chain, which is something that is interesting. So then, launch of energy and infrastructure resilience. That's the theme of climate change, climate.data.gov, for those that are listening. These data are also being made available via mapping services on geoplatform.gov. And we kind of take a look at geoplatform.com. And yeah, it's geoplatform.gov, and let's take a look that it's active. And it's taking a minute to load, but that's fine. So making federal geospatial fair. So this is a cross-agency collaborative effort. Geospatial platform and shared service that embodies the principles and spirit of open government. So this is kind of an accountability sort of geospatial website. But this is kind of outside the scope. Just wanted to make note, 365,000 plus data sets are detected. So that's a significant amount. And then search geoplatform. You can search health data sets. And there's actually mapping information wherever you would like to see, and they have the CSV file available, and this is Alaska PHOCID health and disease. So there's wildlife health diagnosis database, climate change. So this is a lot of climate change sort of ideas. A lot of real fish health study. And then going back to the highlights, the rivers of data, and then the innovation challenge. So I would recommend you go over geoplatform.gov. That's geoplatform.gov. There's a challenge going on there. Launch of energy and infrastructure resilience, theme of climate Data.gov. How are fundamental energy resources impacted by climate? How might changes in climate and natural resource availability impact energy conversion, infrastructure, and processes? How might climate impact energy transmission and distribution systems? How might energy demands be impacting climate change, including heating and cooling, but also energy loss and energy used for adaptation by other sectors? And then what capacity do we currently have to adapt energy systems? And then finally, how might climate change impact energy infrastructure? Then ecosystem vulnerability. That the vulnerability versus resilience dichotomy is interesting to take a look at. So it's launch of energy and introducing U.S. Energy Information Administration. And this is looking at finding data in fewer steps, customize data tables, tailor visualizations to user needs, export data easily. So that's the 4 steps to try to get to understanding how the International Energy Portal contains the Energy Information Administration. So there's a lot of different organizations that are kind of out there. So it's good to familiarize yourself with the acronyms that are available. Here's the country analysis briefs. So you have, bottom line, you have a lot of different maps that are actually being looked at, and there's a lot of transparency that there never was. And so hourly electric grid monitor is right here, and you can actually take to the link, and U.S. Energy Information Administration. So this provides 112,990 megawatt per hour. So you can kind of take a look for change in demand from prior hour to 7 a.m. So then you have demand, forecast demand, net generation, and total interchange. And there's more electricity demand, electricity generation by energy source. So you can go so on and so forth. But again, I want you to take note of the EIA.gov, and there's a lot of maps there. So I just gave you 3 extremely important sources: geoplatform.gov, which is geospatial component of all of this, and then the Emergency Energy Information Administration, and then here's the highlights. So if there's any sort of confusion, you can always go back to Data.gov communities. Data.gov, I wanted to remind you, it was the place where we started, and there was 330,000 or so individuals with some sort of hourly electric grid monitoring, some of the other things that's going on. So it's a mishmash of different data sets. Thank you for listening.